Whittaker versus the Ritter just went down, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy. Happy that I didn't have to ruin my sleep schedule by staying up all night just to watch someone like Bilal Muhammad ruin my sanity. I'm going to start off by saying right now, immediately, if Dricus du Plessis loses to Khamzat Chimaev, please, 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 please match him up with Reinier de Ridder, because that would be the goofiest matchup in the history of this sport. Motherfuckers are going to be out wearing Roman helmets, coming out fighting with swords, and Herb Dean is going to try confiscate them, and then they're just, I don't know, throw a flying anvil at him or something. I don't know what goes on in the Ritter household. If anything, he probably owns a mutated dog for all we know. But onto his performance, guys, we have a middleweight, Mario Bautista. That's what this performance taught me. I thought Whittaker looked good. You know, he dropped him in round 3. Should have finished it. I think 1 or 2 shots, you know, could have finished the fight, and we could be looking at a Robert Whittaker final title run. But the Reaper's days are slowly coming to an end, and I'm depressed. The Ritter also had his moments. I think he went a little bit overboard with the knee spamming. That was... Bro landed one on Bo Nickel and thought he could go and KO everybody with it. But it did work. Credit to him. And it did slow Whittaker down, especially in the later rounds, where in round 3 he held on for dear life, and the judges thought, yep, I think that means he won the fight. And if we're talking about actual rules, it does mean he won. The people that are saying robbery are absolute dumb nuts. Reinier de Ridder won this fight 3-2. But I don't know, man. I just thought it was a lackluster main event. You know, both fighters did have their moments. De Ridder took Whittaker actually multiple times. He's the first guy to do that since, I think, Romero or something. So credit to him. He would not do that to Khamzat. He's too goofy. But, yeah, lackluster, mid. Thank goodness I did not have to stay up for that. But what's next for both of them? Robert Whittaker. Rob. What's next for him? I don't even know what's next to him. If you look at the rankings, he's kind of lost to everyone around him. It's hard to match this guy up with a reasonable matchup. So I'm going to say the winner of Jared Cannonier versus MVP at UFC 319. And if he loses that, hang it up, Reaps. Hang it up. As for the Mickey Mouse Dutchman, Reinier de Ridder, I think a matchup with Israel Adesanya makes sense. You know, if he beats that, you can definitely justify a title shot. And there's also no fight now for Izzy to take because Sean Strickland's patriotic dumbass has decided to suspend himself. So, I think that's a compelling matchup. I don't know if Izzy would want to take it. I think the horrors of the Dricus fight is still lingering over his mind, but I think it's a logical fight for both to take. And I think if de Ridder can get past another former champion like Adesanya, he's on a generational run. He'll be 5-0 in the UFC, and it would definitely guarantee him a title shot. So, Reinier de Ridder versus Israel Adesanya next, I would say. Right, elsewhere on the card now, there's not really much to talk about. The main card I'm going to go through a wee bit, and then some of the prelims I'll go through a little briefly. I started watching around the Ebol Aslan fight, so I didn't get to see the first couple. But just before I get to it, I mean, the guy that had like 7 knockdowns, bro, test that motherfucker. Test him. How do you get 7 knockdowns in a fight? Did you see Yahya's freaking eye? It's like he smuggled a tennis ball under his eye socket. It was disgusting. And then the doctor said there's no eye fractures. He dodged a bullet, I'm telling you. Yeah, co-main event, man. Listen, kid, how good is what is his name? Marcus McGee, the Predator, but not that Predator, not the pedophile Predator, the Predator. You know, like the guy from the movies. He kind of looks like him, so you know, with the hair and stuff. But anyway, Peter Yan. Vintage performance once again. 3-fight win streak. We are so back. He's just shut down another prospect / contender. Last one was Song Yudong. And unfortunately, we probably are going to have to give him the winner of Merab versus Sandhagen, or you give him a 5-round main event with Sean O'Malley. End of the year, I'd say. I'm sure Peter Yan can make that comeback, and if Sean wants to fight another fight in the year, then yeah, I'd say so. Now I need to get to some business. Sharaputin Bullet Magomedov. Sir, Sir. He got given the biggest layup I think he could have gotten in Marc-Andre Barrios, who, by the way, is crap. He is not very good. And you went to a war with this guy? You went to war? This is supposed to be one of the most exciting prospects in the UFC. He got shut down, thankfully, by Michael Venom Page. And now he's struggling to finish Marc-Andre Barrios. He didn't even finish him. He went to decision. And I'm going to be honest, it was a pretty dominant performance. But come on, man. Barrios had his moments. There was times in the second and third round where he had Shara up against the cage. He won some of the clinches. And the first round, he done really, really well backing him up. Man, I don't know. I just don't think Shara Magomedov has a future in middleweight division. I think Paulo Costa beats him. I think Brendan Allen beats him. I think... Okay, maybe not Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel's a little bit of a stretch, but... Yeah. I'll be very surprised if he cracks the top 10. I'll be very, very surprised if this guy cracks the top 10. Very surprised. Elsewhere on the card... We're going to go down to the prelims now because I want to talk about Bryce the Nazi Mitchell. What a performance. He stole it from the Dagestani inbred. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I think Said Nurmagomedov is one of the worst Dagestani fighters I've ever seen in my life. This guy has the most disgraceful cardio I've ever seen. He's like Marab on opposite day. And that's crazy because Marab has insane cardio, which is supposed to mean this guy has crap cardio, which he does. He showed it against Vinicius Oliveira, and he showed it again here. And to be honest, I think both of them in this fight had some horrific fight IQ. Some really, really good grappling, however, was shown by the Nazi. And he is 1-0 in the bantamweight division. Not gonna lie, I think he's a total dickhead, however, for not shouting out Hitler in his post-fight interview. Disgraceful. He helped you get to this point. He's the good guy. He's the protagonist of your life, bro. And you didn't even mention him in the post-fight interview? Bro, come on, Bryce. Fish with me, please.